Welcome to Destroying Tanks Part 3. If you've been watching Parts 1 and 2, you'll know that you can disable a tank just by doing that. But is it the same when you take on an APC? Stratford, if you can jump into the vehicle next to you, please. If we line up the same shot on this vehicle here, it's not disabled. In fact, you're going to take you another 2 rockets to take this one down. And in this video, I'm going to show you all the ways that you can attack an APC, how to get the maximum damage, and what shots to avoid. So let's get started. Okay guys, now we're going to have a look at APCs and see if they react the same way. I'm still here with MG. Say hi, MG.
Hello.
And he's going to jump in and drive the APC for us and tell us what damage we're doing. So let's just start with a straight shot right down the middle, right in the front. And MG is going to call out the damage that each shot does. So here we go.
36%.
36%, so that's a 3-shot kill. 36 plus 36 plus 36 is over 100, so we're going to get a 3-shot kill by repeatedly hitting the vehicle there. Let's just try the same thing again by moving myself slightly to the edge and then taking the equivalent shot. So instead of shooting in the middle, I'm going to shoot slightly, still in the front, but on the side instead. Let's fire.
36% again.
So exactly the same damage. Let me just stand here to get my rockets while MG repairs. But let's now take the shot from a little bit further out. So instead of being in line with the front like I would be here, I'm going to go over to more of a diagonal, but still take that shot on the front. Let's have a look at this.
28%.
28%, so just being slightly further out takes it from being a 3-shot kill to maybe a 4-shot kill or maybe even a 5-shot kill depending on how far out you are to that angle. Just before we go any further on the angles though, let's have a look at distance just to show that it doesn't actually make any difference how far I am. MG, if you could back up to that wall please, and I'm going to jog over here to these lovely little baskets here. I'm going to account a little bit for rocket drop, but I'm still going to aim at the middle of the front, and what we'll see is
36%.
that the damage is exactly the same. So when you're using an assault rifle, the damage will go down depending on how far you are, up to a distance of about 40-50 meters, I think. But for the rockets, there's no such difference. A rocket is a rocket. Now, MG, if you could show me your side, please. Let's test out the same idea here. So I'm going to shoot you from the middle, standing in the middle of his side, straight into the middle of the side.
36%.
Okay, so the APC takes the same damage on the side as it does from the front. So there is no real advantage of trying to get to the side here, other than the fact that he can't run you over, as long as you can shoot it square. I'm going to move slightly to the left. I'm still in line with the APC, and I'm going to shoot in line with where I am standing. And let's see what we get here.
36%.
So it's exactly the same damage if I'm still in line with the APC and I'm shooting directly in line with where I'm standing. So I'm forming a direct line. But now I'm still going to stand exactly where I am, but now I'm going to shoot back across the tank at a diagonal line, more or less at the middle.
35%.
So it's gone down ever so slightly, and the steeper that angle, the more damage it will take off, to the point that it actually becomes not a 3-shot kill anymore. So let's just take that to the extreme. I'm just going to go a little bit further out and aim slightly more at an angle.
29%.
So now we're out of the 3-shot kill category and we're into the 4-shot kill. So what we can learn from this is you want to aim at the part of the APC which is in line with where you are standing. So if I'm standing here, I want to be aiming here, not here. If I'm standing here, I want to aim in the middle, and if I'm standing here, I want to be aiming here. It's very tempting when shooting from an angle to always aim for the center because you're more likely to get a hit, which is understandable. But if you have the chance to get your shot closer to the area where you are standing, you will do more damage. So if I'm standing here, I want to aim here, not here. Makes sense? Let's have a look at that rear end, please, MG. Okay, so 1 square in the backside.
36%.
So again, the rear on the APC does exactly the same damage as the side and the front. So we don't have that kind of extra protection that the tanks do. But let's test that theory of shooting from an angle again. So I'm going to move off to the diagonal, still going to shoot square in the middle. What have we got now?
22%.
Okay, so that would be a just below a 5-shot kill. So it's a 4-shot kill just about. So what we could learn here is if I'm at this point here, my best bet for getting damage on this APC is either to jump forward so I can get a shot from the side, or to quickly move across here and take the shot here. Again, trying to get the shot as close to where I am as possible. It isn't always possible, because when you're fighting built vehicles, there's lots of bullets going off, and sometimes it's just about getting those shots off. But if you can just take that extra half second just to jump across, you will drastically increase the amount of damage you are doing by lining yourself up and shooting in line with yourself, rather than shooting, always aiming for the center of the vehicle. Okay, so what happens if we shoot into different heights of the APC? So shooting the tyres, shooting the gun itself. We know as long as I am in line with the APC and I shoot in the middle, I'm going to get 36%. But supposing I shoot the tyre.
36%.
So shooting the tyre head-on from the side gives me exactly the same damage, so don't worry about hitting that. Let's try the same with the gun at the top. MG is going to line the gun up square with us, and we're going to get
36%.
36%. So it doesn't matter if you shoot the tyre or whether you shoot the top, as long as you are still square onto the vehicle. However, we did find just a couple of unusual damage outputs. So MG, if you could rotate the vehicle so it's facing us. Supposing I line myself up with the front of the vehicle, and then I aim for the tyre. So I'm not actually hitting the tyre full on here, I'm kind of hitting the tyre from the side, even though I'm looking at the front of it. Have a look at this.
21%.
21%. So if you're at the front or at the back, you want to be aiming for the vehicle itself, not for the tyres, because the tyres will reduce your damage, but only from the front. From the side, you are okay. Now, let's have a look at the gun from the front, because the gun can be slightly inconsistent in terms of damage. Now, if he's looking straight forward, so MG, if you show me your pearly whites by looking at me, if I shoot him straight in the gun while I'm head-on with him, we get
21%.
21%. So you do get less damage from the gun from the front sometimes. We got kind of an inconsistent result depending on how he faced the gun and different things like that. So if you're at the sides, it doesn't really matter what you shoot. If you're at the front, however, you definitely want to be aiming for the main body of the vehicle, because you do get different damages depending on where you're standing. Let's just have a look from the top. MG, if you could get the vehicle in a place where I can shoot down on you. The good news is, if you can get above the APC, you are still likely to get the full 36 damage. So I'm just going to shoot him straight in the gun.
36%.
And we got 36%. So if you're above it, doesn't really matter where you shoot. Just out of interest, actually, let's find out if I shoot from an angle onto the top and see what we get. So I'm at a diagonal here. I'm shooting down onto the roof, and we've got
21%.
Okay, so the rules still apply about you wanting to be square on, even if you are shooting from the top. Okay, well, I hope you find that useful, and you'll be taking down some APCs really soon. Thank you very much, MG.
You're welcome.
And we'll catch you soon. Just one more thing before we go, my fellow YouTubers. There is a way to slightly speed up the reload animation of the engineer with these rockets. I'm just going to fire this rocket and then keep pressing the fire button to see how long it takes to reload. So I'm tapping fire, 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 and there we go. So it's not short, especially when you've got a tank running after you or an APC or whatever. And any increase to that reload time will be gratefully received. But have a look down at the bottom right hand corner where it says 1 out of 5. As I fire, it's going to go to 0, and as the rocket is loaded, it's going to go back to 1. But I won't be able to fire at that moment. I've got to wait for the whole animation to complete. Watch. So I'm firing, just keep a look on that 0 out of 5, and now it says 1. I'm tapping fire, I'm tapping fire. And it still took me another second before I could actually fire. But we can speed that up. As soon as that says 1, we can knock half a second, maybe a second off by switching weapons. And what we're going to do is switch back to primary or secondary, doesn't matter, and then switch back to rockets. So primary, rocket, primary, rocket. And we're going to do it so fast you're not even going to see the primary. So primary, rocket, primary, rocket, primary, rocket, primary, rocket, primary, rocket. See, it just looks like I'm bringing out the rocket over and over, but actually I'm going primary, rocket. But I'm doing it fast, so it's primary, rocket. So let's see how that affects the reload speed. Fire. I'm waiting for that 1 to appear, and there it is, primary rocket. Bang. Okay, so we're not saying that it takes off, years and years, but it does take off half a second, and that could be critical when fighting a tank because they are so dangerous. Primary rocket. Okay, it will make a difference. Practice it, get it working, and you'll be getting more rapid rockets on the battlefield. If you have found this video useful or you've enjoyed it, please give it a like, therefore I'll know that you want me to go on making more. And if you've got any tips for taking down tanks or any other kind of vehicles, stick that in the comments section, and maybe I'll stick it in the next video, and that would be fantastic too. Thanks a lot for watching. Do check out some of my other video series, or subscribe if you'd like to find out what's coming next from the Adipose, and check out the Team Europe website if you're looking for a clan, because we're always open to new members, and it'd be great to see you on the battlefield. So take care, and keep firing your rockets. This is the Adipose. See you soon. A straight target there. So this time I'm going to aim directly for that movable gun section. Let's try that again.
35%.
35%. So we lost a little bit.